So, anyways, let's get to the worst rule in football. And I've listened to some people talk about this, and there's two rules that I really want to get into, and I want to know which one y'all think is worst. So this new NFL taunting penalty is a 15-yard personal foul penalty, and there have been as many taunting penalties through 2 weeks as there were all of last year already. I got that from Joy Taylor. And then in college, you have targeting. You have targeting where you have kids who are, for one, not the best of the best playing the game, so you don't expect them to be as precise tacklers as an NFL player. But the game is also boom, boom, and kids are getting 15-yard penalties and getting tossed from games. And even when they review it, whereas if it's subjective, it's like, get them out of here. And I understand player safety, and I understand not wanting players to get into fights, but there aren't many football fights. So here's what I think about these two rules. I think that they're nerds trying to impact athletics entirely too much, right? Because, and some of me even wants to say the taunting thing is racially motivated, but how can you take the emotion out of football? And how can you take some of the suddenness out of football? Like, I don't know if y'all saw in the it was the Auburn Penn State game where the kid gets tossed for targeting because the kid's about to go in the end zone, and the only way he could have hit him to keep him out of the end zone was to target. And there's like no context around it. And his reply was, "What am I supposed to do? Let him score?" So, JP, going to you first, man. Which one do you think is the worst rule and why?
I think taunting is worse by a long shot because, for one, I mean, the worst thing it does is affects the losing player's mental health, which a loss is going to do anyway. You know what I mean? Whereas that targeting, I think it's a bad rule. I don't think targeting is a bad rule. I think targeting is poorly enforced. I think there should be less targeting calls, and it should be more tailored to the quarterback and receivers coming across the middle. If you're a receiver and you've taken 2 steps and somebody whacks you, that shouldn't be targeting. I mean, if there's a clear effort to try. So a lot of these targeting calls are happening while for quarterbacks, they're taking an extra jump back. And so it's making them look like they're falling. All the angles change when the quarterback throws. It takes a little hop. You know what I mean? And then, but the taunting calls, man, I mean, I've seen a kid make a play and go, "Wah!" and he gets a taunting call. Even in the NFL, I'm just like, dude, as I said, there's no way to take emotion out of sports, but then where's the fun in it, you know?
I mean, hell, Lamar Jackson taunted twice and it didn't get called. Like when he flipped into the end zone, and then when he got the first down, he like celebrated. I'm like, oh, that looks like taunting.
Yeah, so like that flip in the end zone, they would have called that in college. They have been a little bit more lenient with the taunting in the NFL. But I'm happy when they don't call the bullshit. Okay, I'm happy they let Lamar go without those taunting calls, XYZ. I prefer when these things are not called unless it's like a blatant targeting, like the guy let go of the ball and somebody wrecks the quarterback out of bounds, XYZ.
And kind of just piggyback off him. I mean, the targeting is, like you said, it's kind of subjective in a sense of, you know, we get it. Helmet hits helmet. Understood there. And from the safety standpoint, the optics of it, they want to make it seem like, hey, we're protecting the players. We're doing what we can. These guys that fucking head is getting brung no matter what. Because if you get hit and you hit the ground hard enough, that's fucking, at that point, is that not fucking targeting? If we're trying to get rid of it, the impact could be just as bad falling and hitting the ground like that. The ground's harder than the other person's helmet. Shit. I mean, that ground's not going to move. That helmet's going to move. And so, you know, I think that definitely the taunting is a little bit worse. And I think it's only worse because of this. A guy could be doing anything. Like you said, somebody could be saying, "Let's go," and then the flag comes out. And it's just kind of like, I mean, what are we supposed to be, robots playing this game? You know what I mean? Or when we get a first down,
I've been there before.
Right. When we get a first down, you know, there shouldn't be any excitement that, damn, I just made a play for my team. You know what I mean? You know,
and that's crazy. They're calling college. They're calling during the game.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous
because the kid turned around and was like this right through the end zone.
Now, look,
I mean, you're supposed to be able to high step in the end zone. You're supposed to be able to spike the ball. That is football.
And I think you put it in the group, JP. Now, if you do what William Gay did, with the Steelers. Now that was excessive. That is something that should be called. But
I missed it. What did he do?
Bro, he did a dance with somebody. They threw the flag. They called it. Then he did something with somebody else.
He just never stopped. You know the old NFL, bro, once they throw the flag, okay, they throw the flag for your celebration. That means don't stop celebrating because you're already getting the 15 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude balled out, bro. He went crazy.
He did a second dance with somebody else, like where he did like a sword fighting. And then the next one, he got on the ground on his knees, and so did the coach. And they started like bear crawling to each other. It was if you can find it again, send it to the group so that he can see it. Because you must have not seen it. Again? It was hilarious. It was hilarious. And the caption was
gay.
The caption was that he would have been ejected for that in today's NFL. And so
sure.
Yeah, like because it was I don't think I've seen a more excessive celebration ever, to be totally honest. And all he did was get an interception. That was it.
I got it coming after this 5-second ad.
That's what she said.